First of all, boys, I want to know where you were and what you were doing when you first heard the Klopp contract news. Start with you, Jamie.
I was in work, unfortunately. But yeah, I was on my break and I switched on Twitter and everyone's going mental. So I'm trying to dig in for the tweets, and obviously it come from Paul Joyce first. And then I was just coming home from work when Liverpool announced it. So it was brilliant in the car to switch Jurgen's video on.
Oh, it was amazing, wasn't it, Jay? Yeah. What was your initial reaction, mate?
Do you know what, mate? I've been that giddy about it that I can't remember if I found out in work or on the way home. I literally just messaged every single Red that I knew with like a stupid gif on it. It's like the best news you could get, mate, and I think the timing's just brilliant in it.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. And to be honest, boys, I'd resigned myself to him leaving in 2 years' time. I did completely thought there's no chance now he'll want that sabbatical, but we have Mrs. Ulla Klopp to thank for it. Apparently, according to Jurgen, this is the interview with LFCTV, said that his wife convinced him. And Jamie, we all know that behind every man is a great woman, right?
Yeah, a crazy story, but you know, family's so important. People think footballers are a different breed, but it's all stems from the family as well. So it's so happy that she's happy in Liverpool and she's kind of forced it on him. So, but huge credit to her. I think it'll make all their family happy. They've been in England for 6 years now. That they'll be in England for 11 years by the time that they leave, if they leave in the said date that they've signed to. So, yeah, why would you not want to be in Liverpool, and why would Klopp not want to be at Liverpool, especially in these times we're living in, and especially with the youth that we're getting now, and Carvalho already be done, and the transfers that we'll talk about in the stream. It's very exciting. So I'm very chuffed for her.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And Jay, as Jamie said, sort of the adoration that Jurgen Klopp has, I'm sure his wife and his entire family will see that and think, why would you want to leave this?
Yeah, mate, happy wife, happy life, they say. So far, I wants to stay. I'm happy for all the Klopps to stay. But yeah, mate, you know, when his families are going to the game and you can hear 50,000 people just singing about your husband and your dad all game, like knowing how much he's loved, why would you want to leave that? You know, if you are going to retire at 60 or something like that, finish while it's so good now, keep it going, and then eventually when the sad day comes that he's not with us, it comes. But yeah, while the rad's this good, mate, why would you want to get off?
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. So let's discuss sort of the terms. This came from David Baddick in the Mirror. So it's a 4-year contract from now, potential 1 or 2 year extension on the end of it. Salah or Mane will likely be signed. This is Jurgen Klopp's conditions. James Milner also likely to be signed. All of his staff contracts extended. Promise of young players to be signed and recruited. Boys, it's just all looking great. I mean, when we talked about Jurgen and in all of this, he actually initiated the contract deal. Now, for me, if I was FSG, I think FSG would have been spending the last sort of 3 or 4 years trying to encourage him to sign a new deal. But he's come out of it with absolutely crazy with that, Jamie. So how important do you think it is that he initiated the deal and that he's actively wanting to stay at Liverpool Football Club?
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. He just gets us. I can't actually imagine Liverpool without him right now, because not even just the manager, but the person he is as well. It's so important that he loves us as much as we love him. And the way we've been singing his name in the past few games and the love we're showing for him, it's so good to see that he loves us as well. He loves us just as much. So that is massively important. And in my opinion, there's no better manager in the world that you'd rather have than Jurgen Klopp at the minute. So it's brilliant to see.
Jay, I mean, I don't want to romanticize something that might not be true, but do you think the song had any difference?
No, I don't think it had a difference. I think it helped along the way. It might have helped his wife and his kids, because maybe they won't understand how important he is to the fans, as much as obviously he'd know with being within the club every day and around the fans a lot more. But probably could have swayed it a bit for his kids and his wife, yeah, because, you know, imagine it was your brother or your dad that was getting that adulation from the fans. You'd love it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's unreal. It's making. It's, to be honest, boys, I've been dancing around singing "I Feel Fine" all day. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
same.
lie.
Nah, same.
My missus has told me to shut up numerous times, and I haven't, and I will continue to not. But yeah, it's just been quite a brilliant day as well. Jamie, as some other good transfer news. I mean, do you think that now Jurgen Klopp has signed on for an extra 2 years, that he'll be getting even more players through the door, and that we'll see a rebuild quicker than maybe we thought?
Yeah, definitely. There's got to be a long-term plan. Unfortunately, as great as they are, our players are aging. We've got Henderson, Thiago over 30. Our front three, we know they're at the age of them. So there's got to be a rebuild by the time that he leaves. Definitely, half of the faces unfortunately won't be with us. But so he'll definitely have that plan. The names that we're being linked with looks like he has a long-term plan, because it's all young players that I'm seeing at the minute. It's all very exciting players. So it's another exciting project, and you wouldn't want a project being built under anyone but Jurgen Klopp. So it perfectly sets us up then. He can build us a young new team in 2026. If that's when he goes, then we should be ready for a new manager to come in and take a world-class squad that we've got now.
Yeah, we'll get on to those young and exciting players in a bit. But how important, Jay, do you think it is that Jurgen Klopp has got all of his staff signed as well? Because we've spoken about over the last sort of few years about how important Peter Kravitz, Pep Linders, and Vitor Matos have been, as well as John Achterberg as well, a man who's been around Liverpool for a very long time. How important do you think that is for Liverpool and for Jurgen himself?
Massive, mate, because they've all obviously had a huge input on what we have achieved over the last few years, and becoming a team that are there or thereabouts every season, and going to European finals, what feels like every other year. They have a massive impact on that. So obviously he's going to want to keep, it's the saying that if it's not broke, don't fix it. So why would you want to rock the boat when it's moving so smoothly? It's massive, mate. I think he said in his interview that was a huge part of it signing. Without them, because I think they were worried Linders was thinking of a managerial role, and obviously it's hard to replace top coaches of that level, especially achieving what we've been doing. So yeah, it's massively important.
Yeah, I mean, the deal, as we said, is until 2026, potentially 2027. Jamie, one thing I have no fear of is that when the time is right, Jurgen Klopp will pick the right time to go. But I'm just very glad that it's not until not until a few years down the line.
Yeah, like I said, I can't imagine the football club without him. So the longer we get with him, the better it is for Liverpool Football Club, because he just is unbelievable. This contract extension is so important. I was dreading 2024 when he leaves, because I feel like 2024 is kind of halfway through the new project that we're talking about. Bellingham's a list. I'm not saying we're getting him, but we're not going to get him to next season, even if we do. So that's only giving him one season, and there's not many managers available that you'd look to replace Jurgen Klopp. No one can come close to what he's got. So that 2026, 2027 should be the right time for him to go. He's been over a decade at Liverpool. Not that I'd want him to go, I'd want him forever, but he's then built that squad. He's got 5 years from now, 4 or 5 years, depending on if he extends it that extra year, to build that squad for the next manager to come in. So I think the project that FSG are building and that Klopp's going to build in the next 5 years is absolutely perfect, and I'm very excited to see it all unfold.
Final point on Klopp, Jay. This is an interesting one. Pep Guardiola's contract runs out in 2023. Do you think that may have played a role in Jurgen Klopp staying at the club? Because that's probably their main rival out of the way, because Man City under Guardiola will not be the same animal that they are now.
No, I don't think that makes a difference at all, to be honest, mate. Every time you see Klopp in an interview, he's always telling you he doesn't care what other people do, what other people think, or the results. And on the back of Klopp signing a contract anyway, Guardiola could go and sign a 3, 4, 5 year deal. So it'd be pretty stupid to commit to a long-term contract on the basis that your rival might not. So no, I don't think that's had any burden at all.